But I was basically the only person in the theater. Very few people wanted to see this. Even the little kids who like Disney movies, even they don't seem to be turning up in droves for the movie because the movie is really, really bad. The movie was absolutely terrible. It's not the single worst movie I've ever seen, but in every way that the movie differed from the beloved 1937 original, it was worse.
You know the saying, go woke, get broke, and Disney's going to lose money on this movie. And I believe it only made less than $1 million in China.
Disney's Snow White remake was supposed to be the crown jewel of their live-action revival, a bold, magical update to a timeless classic. But what fans got instead? A full-blown disaster. And it all started the moment Rachel Zegler opened her mouth. You might expect controversy from the plot or special effects, but this time, the real drama came from the star herself. With just a few comments, she managed to ignite a firestorm that nearly burned the entire film to the ground. Let's rewind. Rachel Zegler was cast as the new Snow White, an iconic role with decades of history behind it. She was supposed to bring fresh life to the fairy tale, but instead of honoring the original, she trashed it. In interviews, she called the 1937 classic weird, slammed the love story as stalkerish, and made it clear this wasn't going to be your grandma's Snow White. Fans didn't just raise eyebrows, they were furious. Because here's the thing, that original film isn't just nostalgia, it's sacred. For millions of people, it's childhood wrapped in magic. And when Zegler dismissed it with sarcasm and a smirk, people took it personally. Even casual Disney watchers felt like something was being stolen from them. The disrespect wasn't subtle. It was loud, proud, and completely unbothered. And it didn't stop there. Clips of her interviews started spreading like wildfire. Fans clipped sound bites, posted side-by-side comparisons, and called her tone arrogant, smug, and out of touch. What should have been a simple promotional tour turned into a PR meltdown in real time. Meanwhile, Disney was watching their $300 million investment crumble. Reports started surfacing that opening weekend was a ghost town. Some showings were completely empty. Even kids, the usual Disney diehards, didn't show up. Theaters echoed with silence. The internet, on the other hand, screamed. Then, just when you thought the chaos might die down, Rachel posted a video of herself chilling in an empty theater, laughing. It looked less like confidence and more like total detachment. Fans weren't just shocked. They were stunned. Some called it bizarre. Others called it narcissistic. But everyone agreed. It was a terrible look. Behind the scenes, panic hit full throttle. Disney flew out a producer to personally ask her to tone it down. They even hired a media consultant to babysit her press appearances. Studios started pulling her from future projects. A major animated sequel? Gone. A rumored Pirates franchise role? Vanished into thin air. Hollywood knows a film can survive bad reviews, but it can't survive a lead who sets the whole promo tour on fire, and that's exactly what happened. Even her co-stars, according to whispers, were fed up. The vibe on set reportedly turned toxic. Reshoots were rushed, damage control campaigns launched, but by then, the damage wasn't just done, it was irreversible. Critics didn't hold back either. They called the movie soulless, a lifeless cash grab, an awkward, bland mess that tried too hard to be modern and forgot to be magical. Fans accused Disney of forcing in themes that didn't belong. Woke for the sake of it, some said. Empowerment without heart. But the real question started to grow louder. Should classic films even be remade if you don't respect what made them iconic in the first place? This version didn't feel like a tribute, it felt like an erasure. And Rachel Zegler? She didn't just miss the mark, she mocked the target. With each interview, each sarcastic post, each tone-deaf comment, the audience turned colder, and once they turned, they didn't come back. The controversy swallowed the film whole. Nobody was talking about the story, the songs, or the scenes. The plot didn't matter. Rachel's behavior was the story. Her most loyal defenders tried to spin it. She's just being honest, but fans weren't buying it. There's a fine line between honesty and mockery, and she crossed it. Then came the final nail in the coffin, political chaos. Amid the backlash, Zegler began making fiery political statements online. Not just opinions, but flat-out attacks, calling out voters, picking fights, daring people to unfollow her. It turned a PR problem into a cultural wildfire. Suddenly, people weren't just criticizing a bad movie. They were debating free speech, accountability, and whether actors should be allowed to hijack entire franchises to push personal messages. And Disney? Silent. Too little. Too late. By the time the dust settled, Rachel Zegler's name had become toxic. Studios didn't want her. Fans didn't trust her. Even the press that once defended her began asking, is this what the future of Hollywood looks like? Some people say she's talented, that she deserves a second chance, that this was just growing pains. And maybe there's truth in that. But others say this wasn't just a misstep. It was a total implosion. A textbook case of what not to do when you're the face of a legacy brand. And now, the only thing people remember about Disney's Snow White remake isn't the movie, it's the meltdown. So here's the question. Should she get another shot at a comeback? Or is it time to close the book on this fairy tale for good? Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. We've got way more stories coming your way.